Well, hello there. This is Jennifer Villamil, host of my Almost Midlife Crisis podcast. In episode 4, The Adventure Begins, one of the things that I talked about was how one of the first things I noticed when I became pregnant and started sharing the news with others, is that the just sheer audacity that people have to correct you in something you're saying. So, for example, the first thing that you usually get asked when you tell someone you're pregnant, which is a super fair question and totally makes sense, is this your first? And my answer so far has been, yes, it's my first, and it's probably our only. Like, it's our only. We're only planning on having one. And immediately, like 90% of the time, the response is, oh, that's what you think now, but you'll see. Once you have one, you're going to want to have another. That's what I decided. And this isn't just from family and friends. Like, this is actually, none of my friends have said that because I think they know me better. That knows it would like piss me off. I've had family say that for sure, but I'm talking about even like strangers, right? Like the doorman or like the lady at the dog park. Okay. Like, I mean, people that just don't know anything really about you. And I equate how annoying this is to when a woman says, I don't want kids. Because I know multiple fabulous women in my life that I'm friends with that have just no desire to have kids, and that's not in their plan for their life. And the response is the same, usually from women that have had kids. It's, oh, that's what I thought, but you'll see sooner or later you're going to want kids. Like, sooner or later you're going to change your mind. That correction to a woman who doesn't want kids, as well as to a woman who has decided how many she wants, whether that be 1, 2, whatever that number is. That response of like correcting them is super frustrating and honestly really annoying and aggravating. And maybe you're one of those people and no one has ever told you this before. And so you think I'm overreacting. So I'm going to just be that person that's going to tell you the truth. That maybe not everyone gets annoyed by it, but I guarantee more than you think get annoyed by it. They're just being nicer than I am. So it's very frustrating to hear that. And part of that is because you're not taking into account how they even got to this place, like what their journey has been. Like, you don't know my story, even if you're a family member or a close friend. Like, I may not have told you the whole story leading up to our pregnancy journey, right? Like, I'm pregnant at 39, which I am very lucky to have gotten pregnant naturally. And we did have one chemical pregnancy that turned into a miscarriage early on. That was difficult, but for the most part, it was a pretty smooth ride. But many women do not have that same luck, right? Like, there could have been multiple miscarriages. They could have taken them years to even conceive. And there's so much frustration and like emotional roller coaster ride of that. Like, they could need supplements. They could be going through multiple rounds of IVF. They could have health issues that they're concerned about even being pregnant at that time. Like, there's so many things that they're not necessarily being open and upfront about. And so for you to then just assume that, first of all, that they're wrong for only wanting one or for not wanting any at all, but two, that they even could, that's even an option. Like, I don't know how this pregnancy is going to go. So far, so good. Whatever's up there, like, thanks for that. But that doesn't guarantee it's going to be smooth the entire time. It doesn't guarantee that I'm not going to have complications giving birth. It doesn't guarantee that I'm going to be able to ever have another one naturally. So it's like, especially as I'm going to be 40 by the time she's due. So now I'm going into just even more higher risk territory. And it's not impossible, but it's, could make it harder. So it's like, if you decided, if you were in the same boat as me saying I only want one, and then you changed your mind, like, I am so happy for you, and I hope that worked out for you and you're able to have as many children as you decided to have. However, your story is not my story, and the way you feel about it is not how I need to feel about it. I don't need to feel like I'm going to have multiple children. I truly am just feel so blessed to have this opportunity for one. And even if Christian and I decide later on that, you know what, we do want more than one, that's our choice. But right now, my brain is not even thinking about anything other than just this one that is currently growing inside of me right now. Like, let's just focus on that. We don't need to look ahead and potentially project future children or how we're going to feel. So if you are one of those people and you've never heard someone say this and you just think I'm overreacting, listen, maybe I am. Maybe I am overreacting. Maybe this is just me being like pregnant and annoyed at stuff. However, or maybe those people that you have said this to just were too nice to actually tell you it was annoying. So my PSA is that if you're one of those people that likes to say, that's not how you're going to feel, or you're going to change your mind, just stop. Just don't, because you can't guarantee that another one is possible. And that's just added pressure that's just completely unnecessary to put on someone who already is growing a human being inside of them. That's pressure enough. It's pressure enough. We don't need extra. So maybe just keep it to yourself next time. Think about it.